In a dramatic escalation, just days after Christmas, the United States launched airstrikes against Islamic State, ISIS, targets in northwestern Nigeria, signaling a deeper American role in one of Africa's most violent and complex security crises. U.S. President Donald Trump revealed the operation on his Truth Social platform, saying American forces struck ISIS militants responsible for brutal attacks on civilians, particularly Christian communities. Trump described the strikes as a direct response to weeks of rising violence, claiming repeated warnings had been ignored. According to U.S. Africa Command, the airstrikes were carried out in Nigeria's Sokoto State and coordinated closely with Nigerian authorities. Nigeria's foreign ministry later confirmed the operation, calling it part of an expanding security partnership with Washington that includes intelligence sharing and joint counter-terror efforts aimed at weakening extremist networks. The timing of the strikes during the Christmas season added powerful symbolism. In Nigeria, attacks on Christian communities often spike around major religious holidays, drawing global attention and intensifying debate over whether the violence is driven by religious persecution or broader instability. Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation, is sharply divided between Muslim and Christian populations. While international observers often frame the crisis in religious terms, Nigerian officials argue the reality is far more complicated. They insist militant violence affects both faiths and is fueled by a dangerous mix of extremism, organized crime, and long-running disputes over land, resources, and power. Security analysts agree the roots of the conflict run deep. Climate stress, poverty, weak governance, and the collapse of local security structures have created fertile ground for armed groups. Kidnappings for ransom, including the abduction of religious leaders, have surged, blurring the line between ideology and criminal enterprise. The Christmas airstrikes now join a growing list of overseas military actions under Trump's return to the White House, despite earlier pledges to end what he once called endless wars. Whether the strikes will significantly weaken ISIS in Nigeria or further fuel debate over America's expanding global military footprint remains uncertain. But the message is unmistakable. Even during the holidays, the war against extremist violence stretches far beyond U.S. borders. For latest news updates, subscribe to Neuz Social.